Let's first understand what is name range. Name range is a way to name a cell or a group of cells in a specific manner. You have a small data set here. Let's suppose we want to name these group of cells as cells 2016 and these group of cells as cells 2017. As you will go ahead in the tutorial, you will understand the importance of name range that makes creating formula much easier, as well as the user can understand after you create a formula. So let's go ahead and understand it. So first of all, we'll start naming a range. For naming range, there are multiple options. What we can do is using name box. Here we can go and simply select the range of cells. Here I have selected 2016 cells. I will go and just name range of cells underscore 2016. An easy way to naming a group of cells using name box. But let's understand another way. We can go to formula and click define name. Here we can name cells underscore 2017 and we will select the range and then click OK. Now, if we will go to name box, we can see sales 2017 as well. The moment we will click in this sales 2017, the Excel will automatically highlight the group of cells this particular name is associated with. So basically you can use directly name box, or you can go and click define name and enter the cell reference and name the range. And you can also add some description. You can assign the scope. You can just say to which worksheet this particular name will be associated with. For this case, we will keep it as workbook. And you can also write some kind of description about this name so that later on a user can understand what's the purpose. So now we have two name here, as we can see. Now let's have some application of this name range using some Excel function. So here we will use sum function just to add the 2016 number. The moment we will select 2016 like this, you can see the range automatically changed to the name of this range, which is sales 2016. You will see addition of 2016 data by just naming the cells 2016. We can just simply select here and see the Excel will give us information. So it is easy for a user to use cells 2016 or cells 2017 rather than going and selecting the range of cells. It is more convenient to use name range directly. And now you can see both name has highlighted here. So the reference is now of name, not cells. And you can see the value of total cells. Simply name a cell as well. Like in this case, we can name D16 here to total cells. So now the name of this particular cell is not no more D16. It is now total cells. For user display, we can just simply go here, and when we will type here, we will see Excel is suggesting a name which is total cells. We can just click here and that's it. So now we can use this name anywhere in this workbook, and you will see the Excel give us the value directly here. So this is a very easy and convenient way of writing a formula. The next user can also understand it very easily. Similarly, we can use another functions as well. Like in this case, I'm using average for 2017 sales. You can see very well that till here the Excel is showing the cell reference, but the moment I move to fourth cell, this becomes cells underscore 2017. So this is very easy. You can remember the name much conveniently rather than the generic cell reference. There are some restrictions while naming in Excel. It is very important not to name containing an space. If I go and try to change the name of this particular name to total space cells, you will get error pop up because we cannot use space while naming a range. Similarly, there are restrictions using symbols. We can only use underscore, backslashes, and periods while naming a range. It is also important that we don't name any range which refer to cell address. Just like in this case, we have G6. So G6 is the cell address of this particular cell. We cannot just simply enter G6 because Excel will automatically go to that particular cell. So we cannot use a reference which looks like a cell address. Like in this case, G6 or Y16 or CY16, we cannot use like that. And name range is not case sensitive. Capital S and small s both are same in the eyes of Excel. Although we have flexibility to use any combination of letters and numbers, but the name must begin with a letter, underscore, or backslash, and the maximum number of characters allowed while naming a range is 255 characters, which is more than enough. I don't think anybody will need more than that. So these are some restrictions which you have to abide while naming a range. Let's understand now how we can make edit in name range. We can go and click name manager on the ribbon. Name manager is basically help you to create, edit, delete, or even finding all the names used in the workbook. Click the name manager. The shortcut to open the name manager pop-up box is Control F3. We can see all three names which we created just right now, and values, the reference, the cell reference, and the scope as well. So let's suppose I want to edit the name of cells underscore 2016, and I just make it without underscore now. It's okay. So I will do the same for 2017. I want to delete this total cells. I will go here. It will ask me for the confirmation. Click OK for close now. So now here I see there is a error. Why it is so? Because now there is no total sales. There is no name with total sales because we have deleted it. So if you are deleting any name, you must be sure that it is not linked. Otherwise, it will throw a invalid name error. You can use trace precedent to know more about linking of a cell. Check out the link in the description box for auditing a formula. You must have recognized by now that while naming a range, we used name box or define name, or even using name manager, we can click here name. But the problem with all these options of naming a range is that we can name only one name range at a time. That is a big limitation. Will be very time consuming in case of a large data set. So Excel provide a handy tool for creating multiple names at once. Let's understand that. So if we go to define name group, there is a create from selection. You can see the create from selection automatically generate names from the selected cells. Let's understand how it works. This is a set of data. I want to create a name range based on these states and quarter as well. So we will just go and click create from selection. Excel automatically suggests top row and left column. We can untick if required, but for this case I will be keeping both of them, and I click. So nothing happens. But if we go and the name box, we will see California, Florida, all the state name as well as Q1, Q2, Q3. So we can just simply go here and see California, whereas if you want to see Q3, this is Q3. We already have some function here where we added all these four quarter number. So now these number are not referring to the new name we created. So what we will do, we'll go and select the range and click on define name drop down and click on apply names. You will get a suggestion from Excel and click OK. Now the cell reference has been replaced by name. So remember, while applying name, it is important to see the selection. Here, I did not need to do anything else because Q1, Q2, Q3 or Q4 was not in the reference of total. Similarly, there are multiple options available while applying name to existing formula of the worksheet. And so now we can create multiple names using create from selection and replace the cell reference with the new name using apply names in this case. Now if we will go and select the California, we see the this and Q1 this. If you want to know the number of California Q3, we can simply use the name range. And so this is the first name, then click space and then Q3 select. Now you can see the California and Q3 and the intersection will be returned by Excel. When you are trying to get the intersection of two names, you should always put a space in between them. Now let me add few things to show more about name range. Till now we have seen naming a individual cell or a group of cell, but if we want to name, we can also name a constant. Constant means an integer or a kind of a number, and that is a fixed value. Like in this case, let's suppose average tax rate of 10%, and we can simply enter 10%. We can simply name this cell as tax and multiply this cell with tax, and then you can see how this value is coming. But what if we want to add it as a constant name reference? We can simply go here, name average tax 10%. So now click OK. So here what we can do, we can just simply multiply it with average tax, and this is the same. So we can simply name a individual cell, or we can create a name which is constant. If you will see the name box, we will not see the average tax name, but only the tax, because average tax name is not a name of a group of cell or an individual cell, just like tax. So you will not see it in name box, but you will see it in name manager. You can not simply just add constant number like we did in average tax. We can also add formula, not just constant. Like in this case, I will show you that there is a new name. Excel is suggesting based on cell J9, and I will paste a formula which is to count the number of states. -2 is text that is not part of state count in column B. And let's see how this works. We can see the Excel is suggesting state count here. Now we just enter here and see 5. So basically we can also create formula and name it, just like in this case. If you want to edit the formula, we can simply go to name manager and select the formula and changes as required. So here you understand how to apply names, and then how to get an individual number, that is to name range intersection, and to name a constant value, and how to name a formula as well and apply that in Excel.